Back in the 1950s, in the US, there was something that was quite different to the world today. And I'm not talking about any of the many terrible laws that were in place at the time, some of which we appear to be attempting to bring back. No, I'm talking about the fact that in the 1950s, if you wanted a sports car, you looked to Britain. The nimble Austin Healey's, MGAs and Jaguar XKs handled in a way that the big-as-a-whale American cars of the era couldn't even dream about. British automakers offered 100-mile-an-hour performance in sleek, sexy packages that were very different to the heavy metal rolling off Detroit's production lines. And post-war Britain's desperate need for money led the country to push hard on US exports. At the same time, Chevrolet experienced a sales slump that bit into profits, and so to remake the British sports car in an American image, the company hurriedly threw together Project Opal, slapping a fiberglass body over an existing 3.9-litre straight-six engine which was mated to all of a 2-speed Autobox. No, really. The first Corvette was introduced at the 1953 Auto Show, and while it didn't sell well, the nameplate has grown to become iconic, with its quintessential small block V8 being introduced in 1955. It's become a mainstay of the American performance vehicle market. And we, like everyone else, have been waiting to hear when it would finally go electric. And on Monday morning, General Motors President Mark Reuss took to LinkedIn to announce that next year we would see the very first electrified Corvette. Yeah, electrified. Let's talk about that. But first, I've made some videos over coffee. I look into my laptop and what do I see? A TE video on my homepage and a hand reaching out to me to say, why not click that notification bell and hit subscribe? And check your notification settings. Transport Evolved's proprietary blend of fresh as a daisy news, reviews and context is supported by viewers like you and me mauling song lyrics. If you'd like me to stop or continue, hang out till the end of the video when I'll tell you how you can support the channel. LinkedIn isn't typically the place you go for new product announcements, but posting there and sharing a short video of a maybe hybrid Z06 in action, Mark Reuss clarified some remarks that he'd made on CNBC's Squawk Box that morning. In that interview, he'd said that, quote, "We will have an electrified Corvette next year," end quote. Walking that back somewhat, the LinkedIn post states that Chevrolet plans to release an Ultium-based version of the Corvette Z06, quote, in the future, and an electrified version of the same, quote, as early as next year. The majority of the detail in the post was actually devoted to the development of the energy recovery system that GM announced Monday, which uses waste heat from the battery and waste heat and humidity from the humans inside the vehicle to warm the cabin. As it stands, apart from the 1 minute of video of a car in action, there is literally nothing on the Chevrolet Press website to add flesh to these very bare Z06 bones. So as we're familiar with by now, electrified can mean a whole bundle of different things. It's clear from Mark's post that we won't be seeing a fully battery electric Corvette next year. It's pretty hazy when we will see it, but we might possibly see anything from a mild hybrid, something with a marginally bigger battery that can enable stop-start in traffic, and maybe a few extra horses here and there, up to a plug-in hybrid with the ability to do some number of miles on electric-only power. So that's all kind of meh. I'm sure it sounded super exciting in his head, but to those of us waiting with bated breath for GM to truly dive in head first to the electric marketplace, his defensive answers to the follow-up questions about when will we actually start to see the many announced GM EVs did sound kind of like a plaintive cry of, "Please believe us, we really mean it this time." Maybe not as reassuring as he hoped. And let's be clear, GM is by no means an outlier in its decision to announce and produce the gasoline flavour of a multi-fuel vehicle ahead of the electric version. Ford did it with the F-150. Volvo have done it a whole bunch of times, as have Kia and Hyundai. Stellantis brands Peugeot, Opel and Vauxhall have all done it as well. But well, not every company CEO is trying to set themselves apart as leaders in the space as much as GM CEO Mary Barra is, while simultaneously forgetting about owners of its first somewhat mass-market EV, the Chevrolet Spark. In fact, I'd be hard-pushed to name a legacy automaker which hasn't engaged in the "here's a gas car now, but don't worry, an electrified version will be along later," with or without fingers crossed behind their backs. It speaks to a lack of comfort in the electric mobility arena, a probable concern because the automaker almost certainly doesn't have the battery capacity lined up to make the cars right now, and a desire to squeeze the very last ounce of value out of its internal combustion engine division. Chevrolet's announcement here is a bit of an outlier in that back in 2020, it announced with great excitement that the Corvette engineering team was moving into the electric and autonomous division. Perhaps an example of taking a horse to water and it really not drinking. Because whether or not the electric Corvette eventually arrives, and whether or not it's good, it will always be more compromised by its fossil fuel heritage. I'm not going to pretend that you can't build a good multi-fuel vehicle. I drive what is consistently considered one of the best mid-price EVs on the market, a car which invariably wins compliments despite its deeply bland styling, because it does the jobs that being a car generally involves. That is, transporting people and things in a comfortable way with a minimum of fuss and bother. But could it have been better if it had been designed from the ground up as an EV? Almost certainly yes. A quick look under the hood of the Kia Niro EV reveals a ton of wasted space. In a pure EV design, the wheels could be pushed out a little closer to the corners, increasing the cabin space. The trunk floor has a void for an unused spare tyre hole because, to save weight, the spare isn't included on the EV. But that space, it's just filled with a polystyrene block. It may be a very good car, but it could be a really great car, and by trying to make it work across multiple fuel systems rather than truly committing, the design is compromised from the get-go. And the new Corvette, when it eventually arrives, is going to be hobbled by the same difficulties. That powerful 800-volt Ultium architecture is going to have to be squeezed in around a structure that's designed to take fuel pumps, tanks, exhaust manifolds, and catalytic converters. The torque demon Visimuth's shiny electric motor will be floating like the A-series in a Morris Minor with a ton of space around it that was originally intended to be occupied by a small block V8. The electric Corvette will undoubtedly be a ton of fun. But could it have been better? And that's why it's time for automakers to stop with the multi-fuel platforms, with many automakers pledging to stop manufacturing fossil fuel passenger cars within the next decade. It's time for them to go big or go home, because trying to drag out the life of the combustion engine is hurting their ability to catch up with the leaders in the marketplace. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back with more soon. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave your thoughts below or in our free-to-join Discord chat room. There's a link below. If you haven't already, make sure you've subscribed to this channel and our other channel, Transport Evolve Take 2, and give the bell a gentle ding to make sure you're told when our next video goes live. And, of course, check your notification settings. Thanks on behalf of the entire TE crew go out to the folks on my right for being our $15 to $49 a month supporters. Special thanks to our $50 a month patrons: Chris Maxwell, Bennett Elder, Brian Newton, David Kitchen, Michael Goad, Ricky Leong, Andrew Martin, Guido Drahota, Brophy Wolf, Tesla in the Gong, Gordon C., Stephen O'Donoghue, Kyle Hodgson, Anthony Coates, Regine Fellows, Rory Litwin, Anonymous Freak, Jim Burness, Chris Ascenta, and Denny Hyde. And our deepest gratitude to our $100 a month Patreon supporters: Marcel Ward, Reggie Watts, Joe Bresney, JP Fagerback, Will Graylan, Matthew Drobnak, John Lyons, Christopher Lee Jones, Andrew Glenn, Paul Conway, Laura Reynolds, Ellery Hensley, and of course Ian. Feeling left out? You can join Patreon at the link below. Hit the join button below to support us on YouTube, or show us your support through Bitcoin, Ko-fi, or our cool swag store. Links are down there. If you're not in a position to do that right now, know that liking, sharing, and commenting on our videos really helps support us too, and helps us with the all-powerful algorithm. Thanks for joining me, and as always, keep evolving!